Hey guys, so I'm just looking for updates. I saw something about Harry and the other woman or something like that, and I was like, what? And so it turns out that there's a really miserable and putrid character in Barbados, of all places, who has it in for Megan. I don't know what it is that Megan did to this woman, but she has it in for Megan. I mean, she's really putrid. She's really awful. It's like an acid bath or something. I don't know. It's just like, ew, right? So apparently she's saying that there's this other woman. Now, I think the first night, if I'm not mistaken, they were at an event and Harry leaned over to talk with a translator or something like that. And I guess, that alone in and of itself meant that I hate this thing. What the fuck is this? Honestly, what is this? I hate this. Like, what is it? Um, I didn't mean to. I hate this. Is like my least favorite picture. It gives me nightmares. What the fuck is this, you guys? It's probably culturally like significant, but for God's sake, right? For God's sake. Um. Anyway, I cursed. There goes my YouTube channel. I mean, what is it? It annoys me. It annoys me. And I understand that it's probably a cultural thing that is very sacred, but I don't care. It's horrible. It's horrifying. Why bring that up now at this time, for God's sake? Nobody else needs to see that. It's demonic. There goes my YouTube channel. I can't be fake. It's horrible. It's horrible. Like, what is it? And it comes up, and every time just stop. Anyway, so this demonic woman in Barbados, she's saying that Harry has this other woman, and it turns out it's some woman that he leaned over to hear what she had to say. And I saw the moment. And they're saying how all in the comments, oh, the comments were classic. I mean, they were saying how Meghan was fully aware that Harry was really engrossed with this woman and she's pretending not to, I guess feel a way about it, and she's so fake. And this woman was showing Harry, I guess, what a classy woman is and what a real relationship he could have had. I mean, Harry has never met this woman. I'm assuming he's the first time he's meeting her and talking to her. And suddenly she's the authority for Harry on what a relationship is and what it should be. These people are beyond unwell. I don't think there's anything they can take that could cure that. That's incurable. So what else were they saying? Oh, so another thing they were saying, it might even have been in the comment section of that same woman's side, is that Harry is now Megan's spare. Like, what? I mean, I know they talk about men being arm candy for women, or I guess it could be a woman, could be a man's. I mean, I think usually maybe it will be the woman is the arm candy, but when a woman snags a particularly um good catch, like he's you know what a good catch is. I don't have to define him. um she has like arm candy. So that's one concept. The spear concept, where they're saying that Harry's Megan Spear, is kind of like arm candy, but in a negative way. It's like, it's all Meghan's show, and Harry is just, on her arm as a spare, which I don't know how to analyze it. I don't know how to analyze it. I know they're playing off of Harry's book Spare and the fact that Harry said that, he was William Spare, but I don't understand how are they equating Harry and Meghan's relationship to Harry and William's relationship, because the spare concept has to do with Harry standing in for William in case something happens to William, right? Harry being second to William in the line of the hierarchy of the British monarchy. Harry's second place in terms of, the inheritance rights and so on and so forth of the British monarchy. I don't see how that is an equivalent. It's a false equivalence because even if you're saying that it's Meghan's show, which is probably what they're saying, Harry is not her spear in that sense, okay? Because, okay, you can say he's her arm candy, but he's not second in place to her in terms of hierarchy, in terms of inheritance rights, or anything like that. Number one. Number two, he's not second place to her at all. Harry is the main breadwinner in that family. You can't be the spare when you are the main breadwinner. He brought in much, much more money to this relationship than Meghan did. I mean, not for nothing, but, you know, first of all, he had his huge inheritance from his mother. He has his huge inheritance from his great grandmother. He got the money from Spare, the book, okay? And what else did he have money from? And of course, okay, they have some joint assets with the documentary. They made some money from that with the Netflix deals. Meghan made some money from her podcast and so on and so forth. But the bulk share of their income and their revenues comes from Harry. So right away, this idea that Harry is the spare in this relationship just gets thrown out the window, right? To me, it's a very traditional relationship where perhaps maybe more traditional than modern women want to even talk about, where the man is the main breadwinner in the family. Harry is the man in the relationship in every way. He's bigger and taller than Meghan. He protects Meghan. He goes out batting and fighting more than Meghan does for the family and talking about, you know, their grievances much, much more than Meghan does. Meghan is silent. He's the one protecting Meghan. So he can't be as spare when he's the main protector and he's the main provider in that relationship, right? Plus, there's no hierarchy in this relationship. And if there is, again, I think it would be the main provider, the main protector, which would be Harry, right? And not Meghan. So I don't know what these people are talking about that Harry is Meghan's spare. It's true that they talk about Meghan more, right? They talk about her more. So she perhaps seems like she is more of, the newsworthy person because they talk about her more. They hate talk about her a lot more than they talk about Harry in that sense. But still, that spare, that spare metaphor, that spare modifier is a false equivalence to the relationship that Harry and William had, which is the originator of this idea of a spare, if that makes any sense, right? So I don't know what they're talking about. What else did I see this morning about the Sussexes? So there was the issue of the spare. And also, well, look, I mean, they just keep going on and on about this faux royal tour. And I just saw one of the headlines, I think it was in the Daily Mail, and Harry and Meghan are not on a royal tour. Harry and Meghan are not on a royal tour. Yes, they are royals who happen to live outside of the vicinity of the monarchy. They live in a different country. They live in Montecito, California. Okay. Um, and they are royals because Harry was born a prince and Meghan is married to him. So therefore she is married to royal, makes her royal, and their children are prince and princess royals as well. Okay. But their work is very much independent of their titles or their, you know, their work for the British monarchy. They no longer work for the British monarchy, right? They no longer do quote unquote royal tours or nor are they doing a full royal tour. They were invited to tour Colombia by the vice president of the country. That's true. She did not invite them on a royal tour. She said that she saw their documentary, right? And on Netflix, and she was moved, and she invited them as guests of the country, to see the country and to talk about some of the things that are important to Harry and Meghan and to her as vice president of Colombia, things that are important to the Colombian people, things that impact young people and women in the country and athletes in the country. That's what she invited them to do, not to talk about their status as the prince of Prince Harry being the son of a king, or even their time living in the UK. She's more interested in them, in their life as it is now in Montecito, as entrepreneurs, as philanthropists, as change makers in the international global community. They are very important people. They are VIPs in the international community. And that is, I think, the basis upon which the vice president, Francia Marquez, invited them to Colombia. This has nothing to do with a royal tour. It has, in fact, it's better. The British press should not even cover it. Why is the British press even covering any of this? This has nothing to do with them. This has nothing to do with them. Leave it to the rest of the global press and just ignore these tours. They're not royal tours and they have nothing to do with any of you. I mean, honestly, I don't understand. Anyway, listen, that's it for this one. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.